Welcome class 6. Today we will learn about the properties of whole numbers for subtraction. So for subtraction, firstly we have the closure property, as we have learned yesterday, that when a number is added and the result obtained also is a whole number, then we say the closure property is followed. So here let's see what happens in the case of subtraction. So if the two of the numbers are subtracted, if the two of the whole numbers are subtracted and the answer obtained is a whole number, then we say the closure property will be fulfilled. Alright, so let's see. Here x is 8 and y is 3. So 8 minus 3 gives us 5. 8 is a whole number, 3 is also a whole number and 5 is also a whole number. So here we can see in this example the closure property is followed. In the second example, 6 and 6, both the numbers are 6. And when you subtract 6 from 6, the answer is 0. 0 is a whole number. So again, we can see that the closure property for subtraction is followed. But when the numbers appear in this way, that a greater number is subtracted from a little smaller number, like 15 minus 18, and the answer is minus 3. But minus 3 here is not a whole number. Similarly, when x is 0 and y is 12, so when we subtract 12 from 0, the answer obtained is minus 12. So minus 12 or negative numbers are not whole numbers. So here we can clearly see that in two of the examples, closure property was followed, but in the remaining two examples out here and here, the closure property for whole number was not followed or was not valid. So in other words, we can say the whole numbers are not closure for subtraction. Means it does not follow the closure property in case of subtraction. Property number 2 is commutative property. In commutative property, just like in addition, x plus y was equal to y plus x, means if you interchange the places of the two numbers, then the answer obtained will remain same. So here if you exchange the value, if x minus y and y minus x were having the same value, then the commutative property would have been followed. So here let's see, look at the example. 15 and 8 is taken. When 15 minus 8 is done, then we obtain 7. Similarly, if you take the same number and interchange it, that is 8 minus 15, then the result is minus 7. So here we can see in the first case it was 7 and in the second case we got minus 7. Okay, so we can say that here the commutative property is not followed. Similarly, 8 minus 10 is minus 2 and 10 minus 8 is plus 2. So here also we can see that the commutative property is not followed. Similarly, 0 minus 18 is minus 18 and 18 minus 0 is 18. So here in all the three examples, we saw that the commutative property is not valid in case of subtraction of whole numbers. So commutative property also is not being followed in subtraction. The next property is associative property. So in associative property, in addition, associative property was like if you add the first and the second number and later on added the third number, would be equal to if you add the second and third number and if you add the first number later on, both the values would have been same. So addition was followed, associative property was followed in the addition of whole numbers. But in case of subtraction, let's see over here, when 15 minus 10 minus 7 is done, when you operate 10 minus 7 first, then we get 3 and 15 minus 3 is equal to 12. But the same group of numbers is taken and now 15 minus 10 is performed first, then we get 5 and 5 minus 7 is giving us 2, minus 2. So here we get two different answers if we try to follow the associative property. That means it is not being fulfilled. Another example, 23 minus 16 minus 10. 16 and 10 is subtracted first. Okay, we get 6 and 23 minus 6 is 17. In the second case, we subtract 23 and 16, for which we get 7, and minus 10, 7 minus 10 gives us minus 3. So here also we see two different answers. So here clearly we can say that associative property is also not being fulfilled in the case of subtraction of whole numbers. Property number 4 is distributive property. Distributive property means we can distribute any number in such. Over here, see over here, x and y, x into y minus z is there. So here x gets distributed, like x gets multiplied with y, and again x gets multiplied with z, and there is a minus sign for this one. Okay, or if you distribute y minus z with x, here we are getting y times x and z times x. So here if you see that both the values are supposed to be same, so here you can apply your own mathematical examples, and you can try whether this example, this property, distributive property, whether is getting fulfilled or not. Fifth, existence of identity. For any whole number x, x minus 0 will remain x. That means if for any whole number, let's say 5 is a whole number, and 5 minus 0 will give us 5. But 0 minus x is not equal to x. Means if we subtract 5 from 0, 0 minus 5, the answer will be minus 5. We won't get 5 itself. So here we cannot say that for subtraction there is any identity of subtraction. Okay, so when 0 is subtracted from itself, we get 0 minus 0 is 0. So 0 is its own identity for subtraction. All right, so 0 becomes its own identity, but for any other numbers, 0 is not the identity of subtraction. Existence of inverse. Since subtraction for every non-zero whole number does not have identity number, its inverse also does not exist. So inverse in case of subtraction of whole numbers is also does not even exist, just like the identity of subtraction.